This is the story of Alex, a boy who was born and raised in a small town where opportunities were scarce and hopes often crashed against a harsh reality. His childhood was spent in poverty, in an old, dilapidated house where the winter cold seeped through cracks in the walls and the summer heat melted the paint on the windowsills. From a young age, Alex knew what it was like to fight for survival. His parents worked low-wage jobs, and their daily labor barely covered the most basic needs. They lived paycheck to paycheck, and any unexpected bill or illness became a true tragedy. But despite all the circumstances, a spark always burned in Alex's eyes. It was a spark of hope, fueled by his dream of a better life, not just for himself, but for his parents, who worked so hard and had so little. He understood that education was the only path to change. So, despite being tired after school and having household chores, he spent his evenings buried in books, studying by the light of a single bulb. His peers spent their time on the streets, playing or just aimlessly wandering the town. But he was grinding away at his studies, knowing that every lesson learned, every page read, was another small step toward his big goal. After graduating from high school, Alex faced a new problem: a lack of money for college. His parents couldn't afford to pay for his education, and the scholarship he received was meager. But Alex didn't give up. He decided to work to earn money for his future. He took on any job he could find, unloading trucks, cleaning up trash, washing windows. He wasn't afraid of any kind of work. His hands were chapped, and his body ached from fatigue, but he knew that every dollar he earned was another brick in the foundation of his future success. Having saved up a small sum, he moved to the big city. He was alone, with no connections or support, but his heart was filled with determination. He enrolled in college part-time so he could work. His first steps in the big city were tough: a tiny, cramped dorm room, not enough food, and constant stress. But Alex persevered, because he knew that a person's true strength isn't in what they have, but in the resilience of their spirit. His journey to success was just beginning. Life in the big city was full of challenges, but Alex wasn't about to give up. He continued to study and work, using every free moment he had. He landed a job at a small company that repaired computer equipment. Although his position was the lowest, a technician's assistant, he performed his duties with remarkable dedication. Instead of just following orders, he carefully watched the experienced technicians, asked questions, and studied how the equipment worked. He quickly mastered the basics and soon began performing simple repairs on his own. Alex realized that to achieve success, he had to constantly improve. Instead of spending his small earnings on entertainment, he bought specialized books and attended courses and seminars on computer technology. His knowledge grew, and soon he became one of the best technicians at the company. Customers often requested Alex specifically because he not only performed his work quickly and with high quality, but he was also empathetic, always willing to explain the cause of the problem and offer useful advice. However, Alex soon realized that he couldn't achieve his ambitions at that company. He saw how many customers were unhappy with the quality of service, the high prices, and the long waiting times. An idea came to him that eventually grew into something much bigger. He decided to start his own company that would provide high-quality services at affordable prices. The idea seemed crazy for a guy with no capital, but Alex had something more important: a belief in himself and his dream. He started small. Alex found a tiny space that seemed run down but was cheap. He spent all his savings on rent and the necessary tools. His first customers were friends and acquaintances, as well as people who had heard about him through word of mouth. He worked almost around the clock, fulfilling orders he received by phone. Every successful repair brought him not only money, but also invaluable experience and confidence in his abilities. His company, which at the time existed only in his imagination and on paper, was starting to come to life. Alex quickly realized that to expand his business, he needed a team. He couldn't do everything himself. He began looking for people who, like him, were dedicated to their work. His first employee was an old friend who also had a knack for technology. Together, they worked on improving their services. They offered not only repairs, but also consultations, help in choosing new equipment, and software installation. Their reputation grew, and the number of customers increased. Alex understood that a key factor for success wasn't just the quality of service, but customer trust. He introduced a principle of complete transparency in his work. Customers always knew how much a repair would cost, which parts would be used, and how long it would take. He never deceived or hid information, which gave him a huge advantage over competitors. Word-of-mouth advertising worked wonders for them, and more people were turning to them for help. Over time, their small workshop transformed into a real service center. Alex rented a bigger space, hired new employees, and expanded the range of services. They began working with corporate clients, providing maintenance services for company computer systems. This was a big step forward, as these contracts brought stable income and allowed them to invest in further development. Alex never forgot his principles. He continued to learn, attending training sessions on management and marketing. He realized that a business's success depends not only on professionalism, but also on the ability to lead, motivate people, and see opportunities. He created an atmosphere of mutual support and help within his team, where everyone felt like an important part of a larger machine. Alex became not just a boss, but a mentor to his employees, teaching them everything he knew. His business grew, and with it, his confidence in his own abilities grew too. He proved that hard work, self-belief, and honesty are the keys to success, regardless of where you come from or how much money you have in your pocket. His small dream was gradually turning into a large business empire. Alex's business was growing at a furious pace. His team expanded to dozens of people, and service centers opened in several parts of the city. Alex understood that to stay competitive, he had to constantly look for new ways to develop. He decided to invest in his own manufacturing. The idea was not only to repair, but also to create his own computer equipment, tailored to the needs of the market. This was a risky step, as it required significant investment, but Alex was confident in its success. The first product they created was a budget-friendly laptop designed for students and office workers. It was reliable, had all the necessary functions, and was significantly cheaper than similar models from well-known brands. Alex personally supervised every stage of production, from selecting components to final testing. He established cooperation with local suppliers, thus supporting the regional economy. The product was a huge success. People appreciated the quality and the affordable price. Later, Alex expanded the product line, releasing his own desktop computers, monitors, and other peripheral devices. His company was no longer just a service center. It had become a full-fledged manufacturing holding. Alex didn't stop there. He opened his own research and development lab, hiring talented engineers. They worked on creating innovative solutions that could simplify people's lives. Alex always remembered his roots. He created a charitable foundation that helped talented but poor students, paying for their education and giving them the opportunity to intern at his company. He believed that investing in the future was the most important kind of investment. His story became an inspiring example for many young people who dreamed of starting their own business. Many years passed. Alex's company had turned into a true business empire, known far beyond his hometown. Its name became synonymous with quality, reliability, and innovation. Alex, the former poor boy from a small town, had become one of the most influential and wealthy people in the country. He had everything he could have dreamed of: a luxurious house, expensive cars, recognition, and respect. However, his real wealth was not the money, but the opportunity to help others and change the world for the better. He never forgot his past. He continued to actively develop his charitable foundation, which expanded its activities across the entire country. The foundation not only provided scholarships to talented students, but also funded the construction of schools, hospitals, and sports fields in small towns. Alex believed that true success is not only about one's own achievements, but also about the ability to improve the lives of others. One day, while visiting his old high school, he saw a boy in the classroom who, just like him, was hunched over books by the light of a single lamp. The boy's eyes held the same spark that Alex's had all those years ago. It moved him to the core. He realized that his mission wasn't over yet. He created a program to support young entrepreneurs who, like he once was, dreamed of their own business but lacked the initial capital. He shared his experience, gave advice, and provided financial support. His company became a kind of incubator for new ideas. Alex's story is not just a success story. It's a story about how a person's true strength lies not in their background or financial status, but in their determination, perseverance, and ability to stay true to their principles. He proved that even the most difficult circumstances can be turned into stepping stones to a great future. His legacy is not just a business empire, but thousands of lives changed for the better, millions of inspired hearts, and the belief that every person can achieve their dream. Share this video with anyone who needs motivation, and let's discuss this story in the comments. See you next time.